there's nothing like cracking that cellophane, pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, everybody. This is Erich King from Texas Tali3an, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father, and as always, I bring you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a very huge privilege to welcome the lead guitarist, Erich King, from the band Texas Tali3an. Texas Tali3an hail from El Paso, Texas, and they will release their debut EP, Runs on Hate, on April 9th via Pavement Entertainment. So we're going to be talking to Erich about all this good stuff and this debut EP. So, Erich, how's it going, man?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
Doing awesome. Glad to have you on the show.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. This is it's kind of like a first for me, so it's got a little nerves here going on, but I'll try to be good.
It seems like I get a lot of first-timers coming on the show doing a podcast, so, don't worry, I'll be easy. How you been doing, man, through all this, and how excited are you guys to hopefully get back out on the road sooner than later? I know some are starting to open back up, and I know some are just kind of iffy right now still, and it's understandable.
Through this whole pandemic, I've been writing a lot of music, and right as this was about to take off, that's when it started. So, we took the hit on it, and it was just hard to get together when they had lockdowns here in El Paso, and you couldn't get together, so we couldn't practice, we couldn't do anything. But prior to that, I'm constantly working on music. So during this lockdown, that didn't change for me. I just kept working on music in the evenings, and just doing different things. But we were working on all the, I guess you could say, the business side of everything during it, and it just came to the right time that everything wrapped up. It looks like now at the end of this pandemic, the tail part of it, and we're looking forward to being able to get out. Things are still kind of weird out there, but we're getting ready to hit it right now. We're just working on getting our songs set for live, and everybody's excited about it. Right now we're practicing a lot, and everybody just loves it. We're enjoying the time, getting ready to hit the road, and I'm sure once we do that, it's going to be its own beast. But we can't wait.
Now, for bands that are local, this is kind of awesome for you guys because you guys could practice, hone down your sound, your live stuff, and when it opens back up, you can knock this out of the ballpark real easily.
That's what we're trying. And, good thing is during this time off, when we recorded everything, I still have all those, recordings. So when we practice and someone doesn't, they can't make it for whatever reason, I just dial in their parts and they're there, so we move forward regardless if someone's missing or they can't make it or something's not right. We have everything going on, so we're just nonstop right now, man, and we can't wait to keep that momentum going forward.
How did this band come together? Because this is like a nucleus of different bands.
It was weird because I was in between projects, and I posted on Facebook, that I was looking for somebody to collaborate with, somebody that wanted to work with me, just hit me up. And I basically just put, I like it heavy, I like it dark, and you guys know how I work. So, Chris was the first person to hit me up. I think at that time he was the only person that hit me up. And, he's like, send me some stuff. So I got together some tracks and sent them to him. And he would call me like the next day saying, all right, man, I got the lyrics done. I'm like, damn, all right. So that kind of, I was like, well, nobody works as fast as I do. So I put together another song, sent it to him. A couple hours later, he's like, got the lyrics done. I'm like, shit, all right. So I just kept on sending him songs, just kept writing. And he came over to my house, and we recorded vocals for like 2 or 3 songs. And, man, we were just both blown away by how everything worked. We're like, you know what? I think we got to do something with this, man. This has got to be more than a project. These tracks are coming out really good. So we concentrated on trying to get some members for live, to take this live. And I have another band. It's kind of like an industrial metal goth band, I guess, called Catastrophe. And the guitarist from that band, he wanted to help out. He's into this style of music a lot. And my bass player, Crystal, she's just down to play, all the time. So I was like, I got my friends here. These guys are good musicians. I know they'll help out. And, they were easy to find. And when we were looking for drummers, we knew this guy named Ramsey. And, we've seen him around. The dude's a beast. And we sent him the songs and go, hey, man, you want to help out with this? And he said he liked the songs, that he wanted to do it. And we just kind of, had our practices, and the chemistry was there. Everything was working good. I mean, right now practicing for us it's just amazing, but it started off as just a project, and we just thought there was like a lot of weight behind it, and now we're just pushing it. We're behind it, and it's it went from a project band to like our main band, I guess. Well, for me anyway, right now it is. So, it's kind of just how it happened, a little Facebook post, and now we're here.
How does it feel to have a debut EP out, and especially signing with Pavement Entertainment? How does this feel, man, to where it started from and now where it's at?
That is amazing for me, man. I've known Pavement from like Malevolent Creation back in the day, and it's just a label that I've always thought was, like, damn, these guys are the real deal, I've always self-released all my previous stuff, man, and, just knowing that this was something that we could do with them, I was like, man, this is, it's amazing. Looking at their roster and who they had on it before, like Creator even, it's just something big for me, and being able to release something through them, it's like it's next level for us. It's a good step up, because everybody wants to be a professional musician. Well, now you're with a professional label, so it kind of makes everybody's attitude, it steps up our game, and our attitude about jamming and everything it's a lot more mature now, and it's just amazing. We can't wait to be able to work with these guys more in the future, hopefully.
Writing this EP, Runs on Hate, did it challenge you as a band because of COVID, bringing this EP to life, or no?
The recording of it, not really, because as I had mentioned, man, I write music constantly, all types of music, and some of this stuff just came out on the spot, and because it was a project, like I had done the beats on a drum machine, and recorded the guitars and the bass and everything like that. And Chris, he would sneak over to my house during lockdown, and we would record the parts. And I would mix them down a little bit, and we did send them off to Chris Collier to mix and master. And we did run into a little problem. They were getting a lot more strict with the lockdown. So 2 of the tracks, Supremacy, I believe, and America, he had to record those on his own, the vocals, Chris did.
Were you guys a little nervous releasing this EP right now, since bands can't tour, which, I mean, I know it's hopefully can tour a little bit, at least something for you guys, but were you a little nervous at all, possibly?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I saying that we weren't, but it just seems like in this day and age, everything's so digital now, and a lot of how do you say, you can get a lot of hype off of social media.
Sure.
With the right posts, right people sharing stuff out there. And so what we're trying to do is use that to our advantage. But, it's just getting a break. We got a break with Pavement. And, sometimes there's another band out there that'll repost your stuff and all of a sudden, it gets out there. And so that's what we're hoping. We're reposting our stuff. We're trying to do everything. It's just presently it's kind of hard because we have to keep everything under wraps until the actual release date of the EP. So, we can only put out so much info, and there's only so many, stay tuned. This is coming out on April 9th, things that we can do. So we're just kind of like anticipating that date, ready to hit it.
Old to you guys, but new to us. I mean, you guys probably sat on this for a little while at least. I'm sure you guys are antsy to get this out and get it over with for sure.
Oh, definitely. We have 10 other songs written already for an LP.
Oh, wow.
And, we're ready to go. It's just, I must have heard these songs at least 1,000 times each already.
Mm-hmm.
And I still listen to it every day. I'm still just blown away by it. It's a wonderful thing when you like what you're doing, so
yeah,
it's just really, really crazy.
That's cool, because that was going to be one of my questions down this list here was, did you have any songs that didn't make this album? And that's cool to hear that, because I've heard a lot of bands say the same thing. Hey, we've got X amount of songs for 2 to 3 albums, or split them up for EPs, So it's going to be kind of fun to see what comes out with all these bands and stuff that's going to be in their back pocket. We might see the day and age where double discs come back, or, double digital stuff. So that's going to be kind of cool. So that's awesome, man. Can't wait to hear it.
The songs that we have written right now, they're basically demoed, and, we're still getting together, and everybody's going to put their input and their own little flavor on things. So, the arrangements are basically there, but we're still going to change some stuff around. And being that we already have these 10, we have plenty of time to work on new material too. Just depends on what works well with us. And, I want to write with more of the guys, get everybody a little bit more involved, since this COVID thing, I wrote most everything by myself, but I really want to get everybody's input on this. Everybody, they're just such amazing musicians, that I can't wait to work with them writing new material. Just right now, all we're doing is getting ready for our live shows, so it's just practicing the stuff that we do have, which is going to be about 4 songs off this EP and, 4 to 5 tracks that nobody's heard yet. So trying to keep it on that path.
Is there anything that has excited you or impressed you about making this EP possibly?
Yeah, I think the thing that I like the most about doing this is in my previous bands, I've done everything. I play guitar, sing, but I handle recording, production, and all that stuff. And now working with Chris, it's I don't have to worry about vocals. I don't have to worry about writing lyrics. I don't have to worry about all that stuff. And him, he's really good on the business end of things, with the connections and the bookings and all that stuff. And, it frees up a lot of time for me. And I've really never had that before. And now I'm enjoying my guitar. I'm enjoying just being able to play and not have to worry about, really anything else. It's one of my favorite things about it, and I like just being back to playing my guitar, just with all the projects I've got going on. Sometimes I put my guitar away for a little bit and work on bass or acoustic or synthesizers, drum machines, whatever. And this just brought me back to my guitar playing, which has always been my number one and favorite instrument, and it's just really good. It's the experience as a whole has just been amazing, and just looking forward to keep doing some more of it. Can't wait to actually play more. It makes me better too, because I practice so much, and we're documenting our recordings, and I want to be able to say, you know, that I'm growing with each recording as well. So I'm just constantly practicing, man, and I love my guitar, and that's what this thing makes me do. It just makes me want to get better at it. So I guess that's the musician side of things. You know, I just enjoy all the aspects of it.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on the EP? I know it must change every time that you listen to it or you talk about it. I know these are your babies, but Eric, are there any that stand out for you personally?
I think Expect No Mercy, which was the second song I wrote. I just like the feel of everything on it. That was writing it. I was kind of writing to cater a little bit to Chris's style on vocals. So, you know, but I wanted to give it my flavor. It's so weird because our influences are all different. But that one was, I think for me, it stood out the most because I drew from my influences more on it. Even had a little bit of like a punk riff in there, and that one it's just my favorite. I like playing it. I like the feel on it. Man, one word that I absolutely hate is groove. Like when people say groove metal, I don't like that. But you know, this song has a groove. There's no other way to explain it better except that it has a groove to it. And, you know, it's funny because I hate that word, but that's what I like about this song the most, you know. So it's you know, I guess it took me out there for a little bit, but yeah, it's probably my favorite one.
Was there a song that you guys were working on that was brought to the table that totally ended up sounding different, or maybe took a major turn from where it started at?
That would probably be the last track, Tu Rey Muerto, which is, I just threw that out there like, hey, check this song out. You know, it actually wasn't even, the intention wasn't for it to be a part of Texas Tali3an. It was just a song that I did, you know, where I was just showing Chris, hey, check this out. You know, I did this, and that. And he heard it. He's like, no, man, we got to do this one. And I'm like, you know, that's not what we're doing. He's like, no, trust me, this is going to work. And, you know, and I'm like, all right, it makes sense because it shows versatility. You know, we're just not a heavy band that can only do the one thing. So I had fun with that one. You know, it was not expected to do a song with an acoustic intro or clean vocals, but it worked. You know, when we put it together and everything, you know, we got to hear the finished product. It was like, okay, yeah, that had to go on here. So that was one of the most unexpected ones. And, you know, I think we may continue doing the same thing on each record, putting one track out there that's like that just for ourselves. You know, it you know, people seem to like when, you know, you're slamming them with all types of heavy music and you give them a little break, you know, so that we don't have to go 100 miles per hour all the time, you know, and
yeah,
it's good, you know. So that was the unexpected one. So we might keep doing it, but it just depends, you know. It just depends on how things go moving forward.
But it shows that the band has diversity. I mean, you can take a song and have peaks and valleys in it. I mean, like you said,
right,
you don't have to go 1,000 miles an hour on every song. I mean, eventually it's going to be like, I've heard this one before. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to any band. It's just like, it's the same old, same old. So that's good that you're going outside your box, and that's very good, actually.
Right. You know, and it's crazy because some of the other bands I'm in, they sound nothing like what I'm playing now. You know, I do electronic music, you know, Witch House. I do like goth music and industrial music, and they're all different. But one of the bands I'm in does music that ranges. I mean, we go from like blast beats to gabber to like campy surf style monster music. You know, it's you know, you have to paint with a lot of paints. You know, you can't just use the same paint, the same palette over and over. And that's what keeps it fun. You know, stepping out of your comfort zone it's awesome because you grow, and I'm all for growing as a musician. And I just love being able to, you know, I don't want to use Texas Tali3an as as something that's going to go into, where we're going to be doing electronic stuff, but I'm not saying we won't. Who knows? We just want to grow, and I mean, we're in 2021 now. Music's changing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but I won't rule anything out right now. Who knows?
Now, working with Chris Collier on this, did he get something out of you guys that maybe working with someone else might not have gotten, possibly?
The way that happened, and that's one of my scariest things I've ever done, is Chris Kidwell sent me an email, and he's like, hey, man, I need the tracks. I need you to send them to this guy, and he's going to mix and master. And I was like, holy shit, man. I go, the tracks aren't, to me, they weren't ready to be sent off to somebody like that. I was like, dude, this guy's a big time producer. My tracks were kind of demo tracks done in my little studio. I'm like, man, we could do them better. We could, being a perfectionist, I'm like, no, we got to re-record everything. We got to do everything better. We got to make it, I don't want to send my stuff out like that. And he's like, no, just send it. I was like, oh, shit. So, we sent it out, man, and I was nervous as hell. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I sent that to this guy. I was like, damn, it was scary. And, a couple days later, he sent the track back, and I was like, holy shit, it sounded amazing. It sounded so heavy. I wasn't expecting, I was expecting something new, but not like this new. And I was just overwhelmed by holy crap, this is a recording that I did? And he made it sound like that. I'm like, wow, we gotta keep this going, because it really made a difference. I know a lot of people like to mix and master their own stuff, but I don't recommend it. Get your stuff recorded wherever, but have someone else master it. That's the best way to go. And yeah, especially with Chris, he did an amazing job on it. He just brought out, heaviness that he just how can I say it? He took the elements of what we were trying to do with the music and just brought them to life. He made everything crisp and clean and heavy and punchy, and it was everything we wanted.
Who did the artwork on this EP?
That was Chris. He sent me a picture, and I have pretty much subpar Photoshop skills. My graphic design is pretty not very great, but he sent me that picture, and I put the cover together for it and all that stuff. But that picture came from him. I'm not sure exactly where it came from, but didn't want to ask.
So what do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to this EP, Runs on Hate in General, man? What do you hope they get from it?
I just hope that they see that this is it's just a different band. We're getting started, and like every other band, we're getting compared to a bunch of different bands, and I want people to be able to listen to it and kind of deviate from those comparisons, because we're being compared to bands, or from what I've heard, like Lamb of God, or Killswitch Engage, Hatebreed, or Cavalera Conspiracy. Those are the ones I've heard of so far, and Pantera, and I'm like, okay, I don't believe that's a bad thing, but my influences come from death metal, extreme metal, and I'm trying to take a little bit of that and put it into this, my version of what I think this music should be, and I don't listen to those bands. I really don't. It's not, it was part of having a bias, as a death metal kid, just being, it's got to be death metal, extreme metal. It was that at first, but it turned into me just trying to avoid things like that, because when I would write, if I would listen to too much of one thing, my writing would be influenced by it so much that I would start sounding like them. And I don't want to sound like anybody else. I've already, this is coming from a different background, and I'm trying to do something that's unique as far as the music goes. And that's why I'm trying to avoid a lot of these bands right now, because I don't want to be influenced by it. I've been listening to Slayer for years, and you're going to hear some riffs and some of the songs. It's like, oh, that's Slayer. There's no way to get around that because that's in your, that's in my DNA. But I don't want to all sound like Slayer, So I take from my influences, and that's the thing. Me and Chris have such varied influences that I think that's what makes this thing work. I want to bring something new to it where it's not the riffs of bands you would expect to have riffs like this from, So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Texas Tali3an, their debut EP called Runs on Hate on April 9th via Pavement Entertainment. So, Eric, how could folks stay in touch with you guys, buy this debut EP merchandise, things like that? How can they do that, sir?
We have a Twitter account and an Instagram and Facebook. We're getting those started right now. The main one I think we check the most is probably Facebook, and it's Texas Tali3an, but it's a Tali3an because Facebook apparently wouldn't let us use the word Taliban, so we had to change the B for a 3. So that was kind of fucked up, but we still got it out there, and all our links are there, and that's where I think we get most of our messages from and everything. But we do have our Instagram and Twitter page out as well.
And before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Absolutely. Hey, everybody, this is Erich King from Texas Tali3an, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Hour Podcast. Check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and every link that we're associated with, and you want to subscribe to our YouTube link because we give away all kinds of stuff at every tier. So please subscribe, folks, please. Also, check out Texas Tali3an. Pick up their debut EP, Runs on Hate, on April 9th via Pavement Entertainment, and you will not be disappointed. So, Eric, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck, sir.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and you stay well, man. Be safe.
Thank you, sir. You as well.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.